In this video on Hyper-V, we're going to talk about network infrastructure management. So the first thing I'm going to do is in implementing a network infrastructure is configure a logical network. So in this one, I'm putting in here a datum UK, and then of course under the description here, I'm going to put the description under here. Now I'm going to click on one connected network, and then I'm going to say allow these ones to use network virtualization, because that's what I'm going to do in this lab here. Then I'm going to do is add a network site onto here, and the host groups that can use this site, I'm going to say all hosts. Then I'm going to do is insert a row. This will be VLAN 0. And then I'm going to use 192.168.1.0/24. And I'm going to change the network site name to Docklands. Now I'm going to do here, I'm going to add another one here. Now this new one right here, I'm going to say an all hosts on here. I'm going to insert a row on here. This one's also for VLAN 0, 192.168.2.0/24. And the network night same will be gateway. Then I'm going to go next, and I'm going to finish. Create logical network, and great, and Docklands has been created. Fantastic. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create an IP pool. This one's going to be Docklands IP pool. The logical network on here will be a datum UK, and I'll go next. I'm going to review these options right here. I'm going to use an existing site. I'm going to use Docklands, and I'm going to go next. Now the IP address range is from 1 to 254. I'm not going to exclude any. Next, next, next. And then I'm going to finish. When this is all done, and it shows that it's done, I'm going to create another IP pool. And this one I'm going to call Gatwick. I'm going to use UK network on here next. Use an existing network site. And I'm going to use, though, this time I'm going to use Gatwick. And then I'm going to do is finish. Great, that's all done. I've created the Gatwick, and I've created the Docklands on there. Now the next thing I'm going to do is here, if I take a look, and I'm going to go to create on this one, and I'm going to go Hyper-V port profile. And I'm going to type this one, datum UK uplink. Now I'm going to this one right here on the uplink load balancing. I'm going to choose Hyper-V port. Then I'm going to click next. Network site, I'm going to go Docklands. Click. I'm going to also do network. Now I'm going to enable Hyper-V network virtualization for both of them right there. I'm going to click next, and then finish. Great, it's all done, and the next thing I'm going to do is going to create a logical. So I've done here, I've clicked on create a logical switch, get started with it, a datum UK, and as I mentioned, you're only going to enable SRIOV if the network adapter you're connected to actually supports it, and you have to decide when you create the switch. You can't do it later. Right here, I'm going to pick the default extension right here, and I've added right here this. I clicked on add, and I added that right here already. UK uplink, The port classification's on here. I'm going to take medium, and I'm going to include one here, and the one on here I'm going to pick is medium bandwidth adapter. Say OK. I go next, and then I'm going to do is finished. That's all finished. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to connect the host server with a logical network. Now I'm going to go to servers in the fabric, all hosts. Then I'm going to click London, host 1, properties. I'm going to look down at the hardware and I'm going to click the logical one associated, the external network. I'm going to click on the datum. Just warning about with VLANs, make sure that at least another one available. If I'm going to use this one for VLANs on this one, then I need to have another network adapter for general communications between the host and the VMM server. In the fabric, then I'll click OK again. Server, when this is all done, all host. Properties, virtual switches. Now I'll take a look at this right of virtual switches. I'm going to create a new virtual switch. And I'm going to make a new logical switch. Now it's going to give me a warning because I can't create another virtual switch without any physical network adapter. I don't have another network adapter in this one. I only have one. So I'm just going to say OK on this right there. Now I'm going to go on here, go to hardware. I'm going to expand network adapters right here. And this is my physical network adapter. Now notice I can clear it for placement, for virtual machines being allowed to go onto this one, and also for management use. Right here. Now I'm going to click on the logical network, and the logical network connectivity. I can assign the IPs and subnets in right here. So I'm going to cancel. Right there, good. All right. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to configure network virtualization. I'm going to go to the VMN services. Then I'm going to do is create VM network. The name, I'm going to call this a datum north. Okay, it's a datum UK. Next. I'm going to do is with isolate using Hyper-V network isolation. Next. I'm going to add one here. Subnets on this. A datum finance. And the subnet on that one right there. 192.168.4.0/24. There you go. Next. There's no connectivity, no gateway established right now. That's fine. It's all done. I'll click on the job windows. It's all finished. I'm going to do this right now, VM networks. So I'm going to create a VM network. This time here, I'm going to do as a datum south. Isolate using network virtualization. Now on this one, I'm going to call this one a datum warehouse. (168.4.0/24). Right here. I'm going to add another one. A datum logistics. And this one right here, I'm going to give it a different subnet. Next. Finished right now. done. Now I'm going to do is here, under the VM networks, I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to create an IP pool for this. I'm going to call this a datum finance VM network IP pool. I'm going to set the network here. It's on a datum north, and I'm going to set this. Set to datum finance. Fantastic. Now on this one right here, you'll notice that the first one reserved, that'll be for the gateway. Everything else in wins, DNS, next, and I'm going to finish. All done. I'm going to create datum south, create an IP pool for this one right here. Datum logistics, VM network IP pool right here. Datum south, and this one is set to logistics. As the other one, the first one, 5.1, in use for the gateway. Fantastic. All done. And the next thing I'm going to do is connect virtual machines to the virtual machine network. Down over here. I'm going to click on all hosts right here. I'm going to take test 1. Properties of this one right here. I'm going to go to the hardware, network on this. It's not connected. On this one, I'm going to connect it to a datum north. And I'm going to do is datum finance. Great. Okay, and we'll see if it goes okay. Take a look and see what happens here. We'll see if it passes or fails. Okay, fantastic. It's all completed. Great. Now the next one I'm going to do that was test. I'm going to take prod 1. I'm going to do the same thing. But on prod 1, I'm going to make it to a datum south. And then this one should go onto logistics. In here. And click OK, and hopefully on this one all goes well. We'll see what happens here. Everything goes well. We'll see if it passes or not. It's done fantastic. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to power it off. Let's see if it's powered on. It's already on. Must be powered on. So I'm going to connect in this one. I'm going to connect via console. That's in the test 1, and we'll just wait and see. Okay, so I'm going to try to log on to here. So I'm logged on to here. And we'll take a look on this one here. Let's see. Let's see if I'm on the right machine. Sometimes when VMs are on the wrong one. And as I suspected, I'm on there. Now here's test 1 right here. There we go. See, I'm on test 1, IP config. Great, I can see that it has this 10 address on here. Let's go into Server Manager, Local Server. Take a look at the network adapter here. Properties. IP version 4. On this one here, I'm going to let it obtain one automatically. Obtain DNS automatically. Close it. Let's just see what it does. Yes. If I click Ethernet status, see what we got here, details. And see, look at this. I got an address here. Notice it's in the 192.168.4 range right here. Now I'm going to do the same thing on here. If I take on to prod 1, and I try to connect this one, we should see that it should be in the 5 range once I connect to it. So on this one right here, I'm connected on this one, should be on prod 1. Change this one there. Change this automatically. And notice this one's on the 5 range right here. Fantastic. Here. Now let's just do, as out of curiosity, since they're both .2 addresses, why don't I do is this, 190, try to ping 192.168, 4.2. And you notice I can't ping the other one, which is 4.2. The reason is because they're virtualized. So each one is isolated on there. To further continue, I'm going to talk about implementing a storage infrastructure. So the first task I'm going to do in this one is install the SMI-S storage provider. So, okay, a datum, administrator, to store the credential in there. So that one command worked okay. Now this is a compound command. Hopefully I can do is this one, because there's a couple parts to it, I'm trying to paste this one in. It'll be a bit tricky. So I put a hyphen there. Put that in. So I'm going to add a storage provider, this iSCSI target provider, and the computer name in London SS1. Let's see what happens. And we'll see what happens. Okay, as you can see, is now it's been added, this right here. Great. So now I'm going to go back here. I'm going to go to the fabric. I'm going to go to storage right here. I'm going to add a storage device. I'm going to click send, and as device is discovered by an SMIS provider. Now in here, the address .adatum.com. This one right here, we of course use this. Now with the run as account, I'm going to select one I should have run iSCSI run as. Fantastic. I put that in next. Let's see the discovery results, and then afterwards next. Now I wasn't successful with that, so I'm going to do is just realize that it's this other protocol right here, london-ss1.adatum.com. And now try it again. I think now we have much better results on here. So in this one right now, I'm going to do is kind of this one right here. I'm going to storage devices. Before I do this, I'm going to create classification. And the first one here, 15K drives. Actually, it's here. From here. And I'm going to call this gold. And I'm going to create another classification, silver. 7K SATA drive. Great. Okay, and the next thing I'm going to do is this. So for each one C, I'm going to go this will be silver, and D or E will actually be gold. I'm going to go next, finish. Great. That's all done. And on this one right here. And now I'm going to create, so we take a look under storage. I'm going to create logical unit over here. Storage pill, I'm going to, so hopefully it should be on this. Doesn't seem to be here. Clicked on storage. Going to create logical unit again. Let's just try that again. It just took a little bit. There's just a little bit of latency involved in there. Name London-app 1 underscore C. I'm going to give it 20 gig. And then here, say OK. Great. Now if I take a look here in the classification of pools, I should see this one right here. So great. I can see them both here. And I can just see into this. Okay, and this. Great. See this? Actually, in this, let me do a plus sign. There she is. There's the disk. Okay, and the next thing I'm going to do is here. So I've deployed the block storage already. Now I'm going to add the file storage to the VMM on here. So I'm going to go into this one right here. Clicking on the fabric, I'm going to go storage in right here. And I'm going to do is add another storage device. I'm going to say window-based file server. Next. And this one-server 1.datum.com. Now on the account right here. Let me select the run as account right here. I'm going to create a run as account, and I'm going to call this administrator, so I don't have to keep doing that each time. Username will be a datum administrator. Okay, great. So I'm going to use that there. I'm going to continue on here. Try to discover and import any service devices here. Let's see, hopefully it'll show up some here. Great, it found this one right here. I'm going to go next. Okay, it found on server 1. On this one right here. Okay, on this server 1. Next. Okay, great. Finish on that. All done. And now I'm going to do is in the fabric. I'm going to do is create a file share on this one. And I'm going to going to call this one name server 1 underscore gold right there. Gold. Server 1 gold. Create right there. We looked under the jobs. Great, it created this new one there. Now the next thing I'm going to do is assign and allocate storage. This right there. Fabric. All hosts. London. Properties. Now it's on the ribbon also, or I can just do it right here. Host access right here. I'm going to pick the administrator, run as account. Remember that we created it right here. And I look again here. Storage this time. I'm going to add in this one a file share. And in this one right here. Hey, look at that. It found that one in there. Okay. Fabric storage. Allocate capacity. I'm going to allocate storage pools. I'm going to click London E. I'm going to add it. Okay. Close. See what this is an allocated where none of hosts have any access to the storage array. Okay, and that's just telling you about that for zoning right there. Okay, I'm going to go VM services, and I'm going to do is this. I'm going to create a virtual machine, and I'm going to create one with a blank hard disk. Next, I'm going to call this one London App 1, and I'm going to say is in this one. I'm just going to get Gen 1. Next. Under network adapters right here. Network adapter 1, all we need to do is connect it to VM network. I'm going to pick a datum north, and I want to make sure it's finance on here. Next, select destination where it's going to go. Now I'm going to play it on right here. I'll place it on the host right here. Destination next, because if there's any groups, and that's all host. And it's rating them right now. And okay, so right now it's just saying it's host 1. The reason I believe it's for this is because I haven't on host 2 said about that file share that actually I haven't configured it like I did the other one. So I'm going to select host 1 on here. Next. Now the virtual machine path, I'm going to have to change that here. So now I've selected the paths, drives on this right here. Alright, we're just watching this finish right here. What you might find interesting, when you click on something that's running, it actually tells you what it's actually doing on there. It's kind of interesting, the different steps of it, so you can watch the progress and find out if anything actually didn't work anymore. Okay, great. Alright, so the job is all completed and it's been moved. So now I am done and completed implementing a storage infrastructure. This concludes this video.